Oof, this is what's called a radical equation. When you have a radical equation, you usually have one set of square roots equals like to something, like a number. But we have a square root equals a square root. So I have to get rid of two square roots. Well, I know that the way that you kill off a square root is by squaring it. They kill each other off. Well, if I have just the square root of stuff on the left, I'm going to square it to kill off that square root. And you know what? I'm going to do the same thing over here because that'll kill off that square root. Now what we have is 2n minus 88 equals n over 6. This is a very unique problem because I'm going to do this problem. I haven't done a video like this problem yet, at least not for my Algebra 1 videos, but we're going to learn it here because this is brand new. I have n over 6, and a lot of you might be thinking, well, what do I do with that? Why don't we just get rid of divided by 6 by multiplying 6 to both sides? Now, what that looks like on the left, if we multiply 6 to both sides and wrap everything in parentheses, is distributive property. So again, in my videos, we haven't run into this yet, but it's no big deal. We've done distributive property plenty of times. 6 times 2n is 12n. 6 times negative 88 is negative 528. I did that in my head and not off to the side after pausing the video. Now, the 6's cancel out, and you're just left with n. I have an n on the left and an n on the right. Usually what I do is I try to get rid of the variable on the right, but not this time, because if I get rid of u, I'll have two things on the left. And what I really want to do is get one thing on the left and one thing on the right. So I'm going to subtract 12n from both sides. Drop down the negative 528 equals negative 11n. Divide both sides by negative 11. Divide both sides by negative 11. And right off the top of my head, I know that this equals 48 because I didn't go off to the side and find out what it was. Now, what you're going to want to do is probably plug this in and make sure you don't have any negatives. But just looking at this, I know we won't, so I know we'll be good. But n equals 48. Some of you might have said 48 equals n. That's perfectly fine. I like to have my variable on the left. It's really not the end of the world. But that's how you do an equation where you have a square root covering the whole left and a square root covering the whole right. Just basically get rid of the square roots. They're useless. And do the rest of the problem the way you normally would. Except this problem was bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-N-A-N-A-S. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps.